What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we are in the building, peep squad. Let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 14, episode 16. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What is going on with everybody? It's so good to be here. So good to see y'all. Thank you for coming through. There's been a lot going on. You already know the story. Had to take a little vacation from going live on YouTube just to handle some personal business. But we back in business and let's get it started. Let's get it popping. Let's get into the situation. So let's talk about it. What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? What's up? Locks, how you doing? What's up, Chef Disaster 3.0? How you doing? What's good with you? What's up, Gucci 177? How you doing? How you feeling? Let's get down to the situation. So let's get into it. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That was a whole lot going on, a whole lot of shade, a whole lot of reading. And when it comes to Shereé, what's going on, baby girl? Like, you know, you had a $7,000 shirt on. That's what Kenya pointed out. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Shereé, what is happening? That you basically are stiffing Drew on the bill and you basically penny pinching and not basically want to go in with Drew when you decided to go, half on this party for Kenya Moore and, Marlo Hampton. And basically you pen and pinch and you don't want to spend no type of money, but yet you tell us you spent $1 million, on your fashion show, getting your fabrics from Alaska or wherever it may be to get it here to Georgia. And then you turn around and you renege and say that you didn't say you spent $1 million. So Shereé just be lying up a storm, y'all. So in any event, when it comes down to the situation, when the girls were saying that Shereé don't be paying her bills, Drew made sure she put her on front streets. Okay. I guess Shereé is saying since Drew got a husband, she ain't putting no money in. You already paid for the situation. And then on top of that, Shereé already got the bill beforehand. And she act like she's oblivious to the situation. Shereé, why you stiffing people? Why you acting like that, Shereé? What's going on? And so let's get to Kandi. Kandi's out with Ace and basically, he's training to be an actor and he's auditioning and he's going to have an acting coach. And basically she's setting him up straight to do the things that, he want to do. So kudos to Kandi. Maybe Marlo, you should just be watching what Kandi's doing with her kids and basically, doing that instead of buying them Gucci, Versace, Jordans, and, the Yeezys and things of that nature and basically build their skills up. But Marlo do have tutoring, but Marlo, the way you talk about them kids on TV, Kandi ain't never talked about her children on TV. She said one time Riley don't watch the tub and they tried to show Riley's tub and she pushed them out the way. She made sure y'all didn't see it. She don't never disrespect her children. Kandi don't disrespect her children and talk about their children and saying that they're dirty and stuff. Like, Marlo, how can you be on national TV when your kids, your nephews go to school and you calling them dirty, asking if they take showers, and then on top of that, you got your sister talking about, the kids ain't taking their medication. Now everybody knows that they are on medication. We probably figured it, but you know what I'm saying? They might go to the nurse's office and take their medication in school or whatever the case may be, but that should not be on TV for anybody to know. Like, Marlo, why are you dogging them kids out like that? And then Marlo's talking about, to the teddy bear, you ready for Dirty William to come home? Like, yo, that's really shady. Like, it's like she really just publicly embarrassing them to do right. Lord have mercy. What a shame. What a shame. So in any event, Kandi's doing her thing and Ace did a wonderful job and rehearsing. So we got Marlo basically talking to her sister about, the 30 days are up and the kids about to come home, y'all. So the kids about to come home. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's up, Ralph? How you doing? What's going on with you? What's up, Robin Walker? How you doing? What's up, Roxy Brooks? What's up, Cat Box is in the building. Ralph Esco's in the building. What's up, Miss Nina Bug? How you doing? What's going on, y'all? What's up, LSW? How you doing? Damn, keep those kids' business private. That's what I'm saying. What's up, Rashida Libra? What's going on? How y'all doing? Thank you guys for coming through. I really do appreciate you so much. So in any event, so yeah, Marlo's nails do look nice. I ain't gonna front on that. But the nails do look nice. But in any event, she's talking to her sister on the phone and basically saying the 30 days are up, y'all, and there should be a checklist, and she's gonna be going to a therapist, so that is good. And she was like, did they listen to your boyfriend? Did the kids do this? Did the kids do that? Did they clean up? Did they take a shower? They do all this and all that. Like, so embarrassing to be talking like this. And then, Marlo's Crystal's sister, she basically says, they didn't clean up, they lazy, and they didn't even take their medication. I was like, yo, that is so foul. Like, why are you talking about them boys like that? Like, if somebody wanted to pick on them and make fun of them in school, or basically have ammunition to use against them, you're putting it out there. Like, and then you're saying that they go to, a really good school, I guess, in whatever neighborhood you live in. I'm probably getting you confused with somebody else, but like, why would you do that? It's just like so sad that Marlo is just trifling. Trifling. What's up, LSW? Marlo was still advertising their business. I know. It's a mess. It is a mess. I know. Keep them kids' business to yourself. Those nails look like bear claws. You're so mean. Well, Marlo was like the beast. I mean, Kenya was like, the beast keeps chasing me. Marlo, when Kenya shut that door on Marlo, I was tickled to death, Ralph. I was tickled. I don't watch none of this ish. I hear you, girl. What's up, Sonia? What's going on? So in any event, this was disrespectful to be talking about them kids and basically talking about that they don't like to take showers and they're dirty, they're on medication. They already know that they ain't living with their mama. Their business is already out here on the street, that their mama's on drugs and she's in the system and all that other stuff. It's just like, just keep putting these kids' business that she's trying to shame them to do them right. She might as well put their, take pictures of their room and put it on Instagram, because back in the day, what did they do? If you pissed the bed, they put your mattress on the side of the street. That's what Marlo's doing, and the sister's like, she's sitting there saying they won't even take their medication. They ain't listening. They ain't following rules. Blase in the third. Well, it's 5 people. Well, okay. You got Crystal, her boyfriend, and then her 4 kids. You know what I mean? And then you got, the 2 boys, and then you got their pets all in one house. You know what I mean? It's just like so crazy. And then they was thrown out. They was living comfortably. Then they're thrown out and they're put back into the project, put back in the hood and living in like distress type of environment. You know what I mean? That's like a shock to them that, damn, we just got abandoned again. Like, for real. And crazy. So, you know what? Marlo is a whole mess. So we got Drew. She's still recovering from Jamaica because she done had surgery. She done got stitches. She got her Achilles heel replaced, and Blase in the third. And Ralph is trying to act like the doting husband. Boy, he is controlling, but he's been keeping his mouth closed. But Drew, this man is very embarrassing to you. And it's just like, Drew already told us that she walks on eggshells, and she has a hard time speaking up for herself and telling him how she feels, because she don't know how he is going to, explode. And Ralph also seems like there's, something ain't right with his ass. Like, something just not authentic with Ralph. Like, something just ain't right. I can't put my hand on it, but when it comes to Ralph, it just seems something's off. It seems like what he's giving us is not organic. It seems like he's always acting. He got caught into so many lies about where he was going. The first season it was on the show. Then he said he was allergic to garlic. But then Drew says that my mama cut up garlic and put it in the food. Then he said he played for NYU, or he played, from one of them universities, prestigious university, and he was a quarterback. And then he was like, no, I just sat on the bench. So it just always seems like something ain't right. Like, something ain't real with Ralph. Like, Ralph has like an alternate personality. Like, there's somebody else living inside his body. I don't know. It's just something just wacky about him. And Drew, you're going to find out the hard way, you poor thing. But she's trying to hold on. But in any event, moving on from that situation, you get to, Sonia actually looks nice in this dress. You know what I mean? And she kind of covered up her big forehead, but no, she didn't. A little bit she did. And so, the ladies, when it comes to Shereé and Sonia, they come through and they check up on Drew to see how she's doing. I was surprised. I guess, Sonia's feeling like, I'm getting my shine off for coming after Kenya, and too bad I had to throw you under the bus. And then Sonia comes in there like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened to you, Drew. You were such a good sport. In Jamaica, you were so good and blah, blah, blah. And basically praising Drew. But the whole time when she was in the beginning of the season, she was just dumping on Drew, trying to push Drew out the way, didn't want to do dropping with Drew, confronted her and just basically went off on her for no reason and basically rescinded, took back all her invitations that she gave to Drew. You know what I mean? Just a real shady, low down, dirty thing, and she was just doing it like, yes, I can do that. But then, and people were laughing. And, when it came to Shereé said, when she did it to me, it did not feel good at all. She didn't like it. Lord have mercy. So you already know there's a whole lot going on. Yes, she plain old and tired. She's messy for that. She is messy for that. Drew is out of it, but her makeup and lipstick is on. Yes, she's out of it. She took her painkillers, and she's just basically, she gonna get that check because she didn't get the last check when it came to Jamaica. Ralph is living a double life, cat. He's living something, cat box. I don't know what it is, but that man ain't right. He's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know what I mean? I think there's just something that just ain't right. Ralph is protecting his image. He's doing his best, girl. Yes, sir. He's protecting everything he can, but at the same time, he's protecting his image, but he making his wife look bad, and he don't care about dishing on her and pointing out all the negative things that she got going on. As soon as she say anything, he acts a fool. You know what I mean? But in any event, what's up, Norris? Tony, you in the building? I didn't see you. Ralph. Sonja with her big teeth got on my nerves. She always get on somebody's nerves, Leslie. Sonja is going to call Kenya when she was half asleep talking about her husband. Girl, bye. You know what I mean? Girl, bye. I ain't got time for you. And she wanted to do in front of cameras. She wanted to be on and popping that you ain't scared that you didn't get read. And then she gonna basically try to come for her like she's somebody. Baby, you better fall back. Your husband, if the shoe was on the other feet and some man got up and was basically targeting you and telling you, F this and F that, I don't want to hear it, I don't play them games towards you, your husband Ross would have been running and trying to tackle them down. Some of the football players back in the day, they didn't go to college, or they did and people did their homework. So he might not have the verbiage to use, to basically calm down the situation. He didn't have to get up and cuss and swear, and he demanded all the attention. Then he targeted Kenya, and then he was, loud with the situation. That's disrespectful. You ain't in the hood, and even if you in the hood, you're not supposed to do that, because a real man will come and knock you in your mouth. Just because, don't even play with me like that. You can work out all you want, but when I catch you on the side, you'll be hitting that ground. Not me, because I don't fight no man. Okay, I don't fight. Don't fight no man. Let them be. But you sitting at the table with millionaires. You sitting at the table with people that been millionaires for a long time. You sitting at the table, with Bravo. You sitting at the table. Nobody was going to do nothing to your wife. Nobody called your wife out of her name. They didn't disrespect her. They didn't cuss her out. They was just questioning, why didn't she, answer her phone? Why wouldn't they invite it? Why can't she answer simple questions like that? Because she had an ulterior motive, because she was lying and she wasn't telling the truth, and you was a part of it, and your wife was sinking. So the best thing that you can do is play an ignorant fool. You could have been a gentleman and changed the conversation. You could have stood up and said, we're here to celebrate. You know what, Kenya, you and my wife can talk in the morning time when we're on our way to IFIT, so we can show you this, blase the third. He could have handled that situation like a man, not just like a hooligan, a wild, creature out here just doing the most, because he don't know how to use his words properly. Like, miss me with that shit. So, hey, Miss T's in the building. I didn't see you, Miss T. What's going on, cat box? Miss Nina Book, she needs to be on air for that check. You already know, baby. What's up, Norris Tony? I hope you feel better, baby. You will feel better. Miss T, Sonja admits she got read down. Yes, she did. What's up, Sweet Brown Sugar 504 in the motherfucking building? It was Kenya saying what's wrong, and she needed to wake up and call her back for me. Kenya wasn't here for that shenanigans, giving Sonja a moment. Sonja wanted a moment to say bye, bitch, because she got hung up on. Kenya got big things to do. You worried about a failing limo business, IFIT call you when they need you. She's working. She got multiple businesses, multiple strings of income. She ain't got time to be worried about you and your uppity fake self. Okay, like so much going on. Production had to cut the scene before he got up. Up. Something happened. Probably something happened. We're gonna find out about it at the reunion. You're definitely right, LSW. I appreciate that. Catbox. She's a whole clown, and she looks like a clown. Why her eyebrows always look like she's surprised? Like who just be doing her makeup in this outfit? These are the colors that she should wear. You know what I mean? And then she needs to move that hair over some more to cover that big old cranium that she got in there. Okay, she did. She did. Sonja said Kenya ate her up. Yes, she did. Hey, Monica Hopper. Sonja needs to run from RHOA like she's running for her 5th Olympic gold medal world record. Even I'm telling you, Sonja dress for the reunion is a no for me. Yes, it isn't everything that she wears is a no, but this looks decent because it's winter wear. What's up, Miss T? How you doing? Ross was watching his wife drown. Yes, he was, because they were both getting caught up in their lies, just lies. Right? Ross was out of line, but I hope it's true that he was talking to production. Well, if he was talking to production, why would Kenya say he was aggressive? And then why would, Shereé say Kenya felt like he was aggressive? You know what I mean? So it could be a possibility he was talking to production, but when it came to Sonja, she was sitting on the hot seat, baby. She was on a hot seat, and she was being questioned, and Kenya was not letting it go because Kenya was going to nitpick and do what Kenya do. Rashida Libra. Sonja said bye B after she hung up the phone. I know she just wanted that moment back. That's all she wanted. I thought Kenya had already hung up. I don't know if Kenya heard her or not, but she wanted to do in front of the cameras, in front of, Drew and Shereé. And I'm so glad that Drew didn't. Sonja is mad fake, Joanna. Mad fake, Noble. Mad fake. She's just running around trying to find a place to stick. He was aggressive either way. He was. That's I'm leaving the party after that, because you know what? The next time that you act up, somebody's going to knock you out. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just be going around yelling at women like that there. And then on top of that situation, Kenya has been abused. It's like sometimes you have to think as a man. You are a man. You have sister. You have a mother. Have you known women to be abused and being in domestic violence relationships and things of that nature? And then you standing up aggressive and yelling towards a woman that been abused. And there was multiple women at the table that has been in abusive relationships. And you're around a bunch of women and you are at work. You are at work. You are working. Okay, you're working for IFA and you're working for Bravo, so get it together. Okay, so in any event, so we got Sonja. She's sitting here, she's all happy, she's all smiles and blase the third, and they get down to the situation where she's telling Drew, things didn't go so well, and Shereé's like, yeah, things didn't go so well. Okay, and so now they end up letting Drew know what really went down, and Shereé was like, yo, I don't even know why you said what's up to Kenya like that. She was like, so what's up, Kenya? What's up? Like, she was saying what's up like she was ready to fight. Like if she was talking to Krishan, Rock, she would have thought that means fighting. Okay, and she's aggressive, and she was being aggressive, and she was acting like she was Billy Bad when she was sitting with Marlo, because Marlo and Shereé's putting a battery in her back. So it is what it is, and so she was like, So she said, yeah, she said it was the energy, it was the vibe that I was getting from Kenya. What vibe? What energy? Kenya was keeping her mouth closed. You accuse her of using her cell phone and not paying attention, not engaging in a conversation. And we can clearly see that she wasn't. And her pocketbook was on the other side with her cell phone. And so she wasn't on her cell phone. You was trying to pick and trying to get a moment because Marlo and Shereé told you that's how you stay on the show. And probably the producers as well, who's ever the captain of your team. Okay, so don't even try to play these games with us. And so she's saying, so she's doing, she look at her, why can't she move that hair over a little bit to the front? Just move it to the front, girl. Try to do the Aaliyah if you don't want no bangs. But in any event, and she said, yeah, because I felt Kenya's energy, but that girl ate me up. She said she ate me up. I can't believe she ate me up. She said, in my mind, I be thinking that I'm winning and everything else. And what did Kenya say? She has abstract thoughts, abstract thoughts and basically saying that she's delusional. She makes things up. And so therefore Kenya was right on the money, giving her a diagnose. Okay. Letting her know that she is crazy and something's going on, because Kenya wasn't even trying to come for her. She was trying to be nice to her, and she didn't even talk about her or nothing like that. Even when Marlo took over, Shereé was bragging that she went to iFit, and Sonja apologized. Kenya didn't even take the bait. Kenya was cool. And then after the argument, Kenya said, I would just rather for you to talk to me if you have an issue. And so she calls, and so you have an issue with Kenya, so you call her and say, bye, bitch, and say the cat got your tongue, you can't talk. But she said that she was sleeping. You just want to be so mean. You just want to just show that you so bad, but you ain't bad. You got ate up and you was lost in your words. Like, you don't look good. She feels like her peach is slipping. Your peach is not slipping. You have slithered the lowest, you and your husband on the show. So therefore, Bravo is going to probably invite you back. You're probably in it, for the next season, but they're so scared they're going to lose. They just grasping. They're using every bone and every vein, every blood, every skin, every follicle, every organ to hold on to them Bravo checks. Okay, like, calm down, girl. You did enough snakeness. You did enough low downness. You done used the girls, turned on the girls, then came back and tried to apologize to the girls, and then on top of that, go back and want to beef again. So you doing the crazy stuff. You bouncing around with like a bowling. You bouncing around like a basketball. This is what Bravo likes. Someone that's just so needy and so desperate for anything that they would do anything for TV. And so you ain't, girl. You ain't gotta keep on doing what you doing. And so then Shereé, Shereé being shady as Shereé is, and Shereé's continuing with her campaign that she's supposed to be Kenya's friend. And basically Shereé is basically saying, well, you have to go back and forth with Kenya, because if you don't, you got to give it back to her, because if you don't, she's going to keep poking. So, and so then Sonja said, well, I'm going to have this. I feel like I need to have this conversation. That she needed to have the conversation, with Kenya or whatever the case may be. But Shereé tried to make it look like, yo, girl, I didn't set you up, but she keeps poking and she ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? And that's not the case, because she was never poking at Sonja. She was trying to be there for Sonja, at the next go around. And Sonja basically threw Kenya and Shereé away, and Shereé is holding on to dear life for anything, and she ain't nobody friend. She is just her friend. Okay, on the show, don't get it confused, don't get it twisted. Shereé don't like none of y'all. Okay, she don't like nobody. She just wants her check. She talks about each and everybody behind their back. Lord. And so in any event, Shereé basically tells Sonja, Kenya wasn't too happy with what Ross did. She felt that he was a little bit aggressive, and defending you. And then, Shereé quickly said, well, I don't think that he was aggressive at all. He was defending his wife. Shereé is such a snake. Shereé is a snake, y'all. Shereé is no one's friend, Apollo was like, sure. Apollo was like, sure. I don't know if that means Apollo was getting close to coming back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or they inching him and Phaedra back, because Apollo do got some things that he need to say to Talker. So it'll be good if he does come through, okay? And we might get Phaedra back in the building. I know some of y'all don't want Phaedra in the building, but they done put her on screen. Kandi, what you gonna do, girl? I thought it was funny that Bravo gave Apollo his moment to talk about Phaedra. Yeah, it almost seems like they're setting up the storyline for Phaedra to come back. You know what I mean? So Apollo is saying that Phaedra did this, Phaedra did that to him, and basically airing out that situation. And we don't know. It might be a long shot, but it seems like they're itching to get them back. I'm telling you. Apollo was TV Go at one point in time. Apollo was the finest husband on the Real Housewives franchise ever, in my opinion. He may be light and bright, but he was the finest out of all of them. Okay, so let's get back to this situation. So when it comes to, when it comes so Sonja, Sonja hears that. So Sonja's like, oh my gosh, she's talking about my husband. So she doesn't see anything wrong with her husband doing what he did. You know why? Because he's her husband and he was protecting her and he had her back. But if the shoe was on her other feet and some man was yelling at her, she would be crying up a storm talking about how it's not right. We don't do this in my country. She would have brought her ancestors into the whole conversation, okay? But yet now she's talking mad ish. Now she's acting like she's the queen of the world and everything. And basically now she's gonna call Kenya and she's gonna say, well, Kenya wish she had a man to stand up for her like that. She don't know no love like that. So she's going below the belt, not thinking that maybe my husband was offensive. Maybe what he said was, not appropriate to say, and that was kind of wrong. Maybe I should have a conversation with her and not have an attitude, because maybe he did really hurt her feelings. So Sonja is showing you that she act like she liked it, Kenya, but she didn't like Kenya. She felt like she couldn't fit in with Kenya. She felt like Kenya, wasn't going to give her the time of day, because she did say that, her and Kenya was talking often, and all of a sudden Kenya stopped calling her because Kenya's making money. Kenya's making moves. Kenya doesn't have her whole family living under one roof, raising her child for her. Kenya don't have that. So she doesn't see any empathy for anybody else. It's only empathy for her. And she's really a nasty person. And she's really not a good fit for the show. But since she's gutter and she's low down and she doesn't see anything wrong in her behavior, her actions, and she doesn't see anything wrong with Marlo's behaviors and actions, you know what I mean? It's okay. But she called out Drew. She didn't like the way Drew talked to Shereé. But look how Marlo has been acting. Look how Marlo has been behaving. Only person that she was upset with the way Drew act and behave, and she was upset with Kenya. So that tells you, how she's getting down with the situation. And she doesn't want, Kenya to talk about her husband, but she's okay with her friend, her kumbaya friend Marlo, talking about Candy's husband. You know what I mean? She's just a shady fake, one of them fakers that got a chance to get on the show. She's a faker. She's a faker. So she's a faker. So she's one of them people. You know what I mean? She's a faker. Like Marlo has did everything that she said that she's against, and she keeps crawling up Marlo's tail. You know what I mean? Because, she wanted somebody to take them under her wing. Kenya was trying to be cool with her, but Kenya got business. She got work to do. You don't got nothing to do. You just moved to Atlanta. You just sitting around hoping the phone will ring. Kenya's phone is off the chain. She's busy. She's distributing her products in stores and business. She got to make sure that they pay her money right now. She got a daughter to raise. You know what I mean? She might not have the husband that you have, but damn sure she's better of a worker than you. She's a better person than you, and she's getting her shit done, and she's doing what she need to do, and you basically want to be where she's at. So that's why you're trying to climb the ladder that she's climbing, and you're trying to pull her ladder from underneath her. But baby, it ain't gonna work, because you ain't got it. You can't even read, girl. You don't got it like that. But in any event, let me stop. So in any event, I just don't like her, but not in a bad way. Like, you know what I mean? If I see her, it's like, whatever. But I'm just saying her behavior, she's like one of these people you come in contact with that laugh and grin up in your face and be stabbing you in your back and trying to get you fired from your job to get, her sister a job. She's like one of them people that you got to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? She's like one of them people when you go to the grocery store and if you leave something left over, she gonna throw it in her bag and walk off the store. She's like one of them type of people. And she gonna say, well, the God bless me to take this. She's like one of them people. She has an excuse for all her type of behaviors. And it's just that we're just seeing it real quick, fast and easy because she's the new girl on the show. So in any event, she does not like that. So she's trying to shade Kenya because she don't have a husband. Okay. Well, she still do got a husband, but they're going through a divorce. Okay. And so in any event, and we haven't really seen anything charming about your husband. We haven't heard him complete a complete sentence. We haven't heard him with a complete thought. We haven't heard anything intellectual or worth hearing from your husband. Your husband gave us nothing. Okay. Your husband is a bump on a log hoping that you can make this work. And that's why he went after Kenya like that. Okay, we can see the desperate. Okay, we can see the destitute in you and your family. It's just evident. Okay, just like that hair you got on your head is destitute. So in any event, moving on from that situation, so we have her saying all this other stuff. And so she's kind of upset about it. She was like, oh, she better leave my husband out of this. My husband's off limits. My husband this, my husband that. You better not say none about. So she's talking all that, that Billy Bad walking stuff that she's talking, girl. We'll kick you right in your knees, baby. What you talking? We ain't playing with you. Kick you right in them knees, girl. You'll buckle down to the ground. Cause them knees are warm, baby. We seen you in your Real Housewives, reunion dress. Them knees is gone. Them knees is gone, baby. Okay, let me stop. Okay, let's get back to Sonja. So Sonja basically said he stood up for me. He was trying to help me. He was not aggressive to anyone. She goes, I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her. And so she calls Kenya. She goes, well, Kenya, Shereé told me that you said that Ross was aggressive and he was berating to the women, and I wonder why would you say something like that? Why would you say that about my husband? And Kenya was like, And so then she goes, well, the cat got your tongue. And Kenya was like, I just woke up. Can I call you back when I wake up? And she was like, she said, can I call you back when I wake up? And she was like, oh, you don't got nothing to say. And she said, and basically she said, I don't like what you said about my husband, saying that he was aggressive. And Kenya said, I didn't say that he was aggressive. So Kenya's trying to say that his behavior, not saying that he was an aggressive person, but the behavior that he exhibited was aggressive nature. And so she's saying that I don't appreciate that, talking, you can't be saying a black man's aggressive. Well, if he's aggressive towards a woman and we can see it on national TV, why can't we call it out? Because they call us out. Everybody calls out the black woman. She's aggressive. She's this, she's that. But yet this man is supposed to be around dignified people in a dignified setting and working, and he's cussing out a woman that ain't even threatening him or cussing back. So yes, he was wrong in the situation. And so she goes, and so basically, Sonja is saying that, oh, she's trying to make it up like Kenya's trying to think of something to say. Kenya don't have to think of nothing to say. She didn't want to have that conversation with you right then and there because she knew that you was doing it for a moment. Because as soon as you said I was with Dre, I'm with Drew, and I'm with Shereé, and she already knew what was up. That you're trying to create a moment. You're trying to, basically have a moment, another argument, and basically trying to win the argument so you don't look so bad about what happened to you and Jamaica. So Kenya's not trying to go there with you. And, she wanted that moment because it's something to film about, because they came over there with Drew. And I'm glad Drew Sidora didn't jump in and say anything. Drew kept her mouth closed. She was like, I'm on my pain meds. I don't care, because Drew's not falling back being Sonja's friend, because as soon as you say something, Sonja's gonna run and tell somebody. As soon as you say something to Shereé, she gonna run and tell somebody. And so, Sonja is upset about the situation, and she's waiting for Kenya to say something, and she goes, "Bye, bitch," and she hangs up the phone. But I don't know if Kenya had already hung up the phone, because Kenya was like, "Yo, you just woke me up." So what time did she call Kenya? Early in the morning? Like, Lord, what time are you guys over there at Drew's house? Like, I told you, Sonja ain't got shit to do. She ain't got nothing to do, but. But she was filming. And so when it comes to this situation, Sonja's like, well, when it comes to Kenya, she had 3 strikes and she's out of the situation. I'm done with that. She has ruined it. All she needed was 3 times. What 3 times are you talking about? Like, this girl is so crazy. There was nothing done to her. Kenya hung up on the phone on her because you kept insinuating that she's lonely, she doesn't have anybody, you need to bring a companion. And now we see you saying right now, what are you saying? Oh, she just mad because she don't got nobody to love her like that. She wish she had a man to love her like that. So therefore, the reason why Kenya hung up on the phone on you, because you was implying that she don't got nobody, and that's what you was thinking, and you wanted to rub it in her face, and that's what you did this episode, to try to rub it in her face that you got a husband and he love you. Okay, so therefore she called you out on that situation. situation. And it's just like this girl is just crazy. This girl definitely got issues. And so Drew is just like, oh shit. Drew is just thinking that Kenya cussed her out. Drew is just being quiet in the situation. Shereé is sitting there just instigating and watching this girl do her thing. And Shereé said that she wasn't a bone collector no more. Girl, you are still the bone collector. And Shereé don't even care that her name was used. Now Sonja is talking like, see, there she go with the surprised eyebrows. Her eyebrows are always surprised. Like, she's always surprised. Like, what? Happy birthday surprise? Like, what's going on? Like I said the Aaliyah hairstyle, but more in the middle. So bring the hair closer to the front so we can only see the tip of your forehead and your nose and then some of your lips, and that would be the perfect hairstyle for you. So in any event, she's in her confession talk about, you better not talk about my husband, you better not say nothing about my husband is my husband. At Lord have mercy, girl, just fall back. Your husband can't even afford to take care of you, so miss me with that shit. So in any event, we move on. What are you guys saying? What's up, Black Lavender? How you doing? Kenya knows Sonja can't hang with her. I know. Leslie Drew gave Sonja the side eye. Drew wasn't following that. Sonja was dreaming about Kenya and could not wait to get to somebody to talk about her. She's obsessed now. She wants her spot. She wants to shine, baby. You can't. You can't. Robin Walker, Kenya did get a fair chance with production. Besides, they showed all the things Kenya said, but Marlo said, of course, we know they was going to do that. They was going to do that. They was going to go there. I mean, so I appreciate you didn't say nothing. Love, these broads rich and sleep. Sonja, passport needed to be on one way, no return. Lord have mercy. She was coming back. Drew face was looking like she didn't want to be bothered with the mess. Nah, she didn't want it because she know how Sonja did her. And then now Sonja's going to come complaining. She threw Sonja threw Drew under the bus because she felt like she couldn't get to where she needed to go. So basically, if she caused beef and she caused commotion with Drew and tried to get in with the it girl, she was trying to get in with Kandi and she was trying to get in with, Kenya first. And she was like, oh, I love them. I get along with them so well. And they were talking and Kenya just stopped texting her. You know what I mean? And so she ended up hooking up with Marlo. And then Shereé slithers everywhere. She's a lady of the night. You know what I mean? Everything they say about Marlo, you can say that shit about Shereé, because where's Shereé getting her money from? How does she got a $7,000 shirt? How is she spending $11,000 at Marlo's house? Okay, she ain't worked in a long time. We know she don't know business. We know she ain't got no stock. She ain't got no bonds. She ain't got no crypto. She ain't got none of that. She don't know how to put a show together. She don't know how to put a business together. She don't know anybody that's working in the business that can help her. She don't have none of that. So you cannot tell me that she has a business somewhere. And what is she selling? Because she will be able to sell some of her clothes if she has something going on. So where Shereé get home on time? Where she getting that money? Is she getting that money from that booty? Because she got a nice booty. I know they're paying some racks for that booty. Let me stop. Obviously, she's a fan. Yeah, she is a fan. Definitely a fan. Sweet Brown Sugar 504. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, y'all. Yep, Rashida Lieber. Yes, hit the like button. That was an epic drag. Damn it. Lord. Oh, we Sonja hang on to Marlo everywhere. Like, she probably only can understand Marlo. Who knows? Her and Marlo, basically, when it comes to reading and going back and forth, they're on the same level. And, it is what it is. Okay, so let me get back to this. So you got Shereé. Now she's getting ready for her fashion show, y'all. And then she got some lady named Rhonda. I'm going to call her Rhonda. That's her name tonight. Her name is Rhonda. And Rhonda might know what she's talking about. But to me, it just seems like Rhonda and Shereé, don't know what they're talking about. And Rhonda didn't have, you could say that Kenya was overbearing. Maybe Kenya could have been more nice about the situation. Maybe Kenya shouldn't have jumped into the situation, but it didn't seem like the lady knew what she was talking about. And plus, Kenya was creating a moment for Shereé and herself at the same time. And when it comes to judging, when it comes to fashion, And when it comes to these type of things, they gave us a flashback of her and Cynthia Bailey, and that was a hoot, and that was a riot. That's when a lot of people was just hating back then, a lot. So in any event, they created this moment almost like the Cynthia Bailey agency, moment they tried to create. Shereé came there. Shereé was talking all types of mess. Shereé has been shady. She's been talking behind Kenya back. She's been doing the most, and Kenya's just been letting her fly. Kenya's just been letting her slide, just like, she's just brushing it off. But baby, I don't know how long she's gonna brush it off for you, girl. But in any event, Kenya Moore said, you know what, I wish that Shereé didn't say anything to Sonja, because Sonja is targeting her for a moment, but she didn't say the moment, but she said Sonja is targeting her. And then she also says that when it comes down to the situation, Shereé is still carrying, she still got that bone collector in her. She's still part of the bone collector agency. Yeah, because she was trying to act like she wasn't a part of the bone collector agency. She was passing it on, to somebody else. Who was she passing it on to? Sonja? Or was she passing it on to Drew? I think Sonja. And so we got these people. I don't know if Shereé paid them. This is why they wasn't, if Shereé didn't pay them, basically they're getting half their money because their name and their company or whatever they do is going to be on national TVs on the syndicated show. But, she seemed very laid back. Maybe she did know what she was talking about, but it just seems like Kenya knew more than what she was saying. You know what I mean? It's like Kenya, actually took control of the situation. Shereé was like, a chicken with her head cut off, just sitting there, not knowing what to do, not knowing what question to ask, not knowing how to do a fashion show, not knowing anything about fashion. So it seems like Shereé has never been working on She by Shereé. Shereé done showed us pictures of her house, where all her fabric is at. She's been working for days. Shereé's a damn lie. Shereé ain't been working on no She by Shereé. She ain't thought about no damn She by Shereé. She ain't been looking forward to no She by Shereé. She hasn't been thinking of She by Shereé. She went down there to the Amos house. She went down there, to the Red Cross. She went down there, to Savers, and she done got some fabric. She went somewhere to the thrift store and got some fabric and put it in her house and said that she's been collecting this for years. You would think that she would have, like, if you've been dreaming about this and this is something that you want to do, that she would have been ready for this. It's just like a shame. And and these people, and maybe Shereé wasn't paying them. That's why they wasn't so enthusiastic about the situation. So this is where we get Shereé and Kenya. I think they was here. You seen the wedding dresses and dresses like this, and then Kenya's walking through, and she was like, "Girl, where is your models? Like, how come you didn't hit me up and tell me that you needed models to make a post or make a blast?" And then Shereé was like, "Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, I don't know. It's too late now. Like, what's going on with Shereé? People would have came through if Kenya Moore would have said modeling, or Candy Burruss would have said modeling. Meet us down here, Real House. You know how many fans of Kenya would have been there at that door? After Shereé, they know you don't pay, girl." They know you don't pay. Allegedly, that's what the streets are saying. Even your boy Andy question your fellow housewives, and they don't trust you with a buck. Okay, so you should have called them. So you can't tell me Shereé got a business somewhere unless Shereé's working a 9-to-5 somewhere, and Shereé ain't working nothing but that ass of hers. Okay, that's the only thing that she is working. And that's true. That's a true story. Lord. I just thought of the real world. And so, and Kenya's smiling, but Shereé did warn the lady that my friend's coming and she's pretty much a bitch. That's what Shereé told the girl Rhonda. And so, Kenya gets in there. Kenya was like, where the models are going to be, how are they going to come out? And Kenya was like, well, that's not the right way. They're supposed to come this way so we can actually see them fully walk. And the lady, and then Rhonda was like, what are you talking about? No, I do it this way. And Kenya was like, yeah, that's the wrong way. I was like, ooh, the shade. But Rhonda was coming back with it because Shereé done already warned her. And basically, when it comes comes to Kenya, she was like, girl, this thing is not it. Like, what is going on? Shereé, so come on, I spent $1 million, to get, I spent $1 million. You spent $1 million on what? To collect my fabric. I haven't got everything yet. And Shereé then sit there at the dinner, at the birthday party, said that she didn't say that. So Shereé ain't nothing but a pathological liar, y'all. Just getting caught out there in these lies, baby. $1 million, like she was exaggerating, like, girl. Kenya said $1 million and your shit should be here. It should be up in here. And even the lady Rhonda was like, $1 million. Rhonda was like, Rhonda was looking at her like, girl, what are you talking? $1 million? She was scratching her scarf. And then you had Kenya. Kenya was like, $1 million. She was like, yo, you're gonna need better models. These models are like 5'4", 5 this. They're so small. Like, you need professional models. And the lady said, well, we need a budget for professional models. Just shade Shereé. Shereé didn't know what to do. And Kenya was shocked that the lady done sat there and shaded Shereé that we need a budget. And Shereé was like, how much is the budget? Well, $250 to $500. And then Kenya Moore said, oh, that's pretty cheap. Oh yeah, Kenya, it's cheap to you because you got businesses. She don't. Okay. And so she was like, you could have called Candy or somebody. We'd have got you some models out here. And, and so Kenya's really trying to help her. At the same time, she's shading her in front of her face because Shereé has been very shady towards her, but she's shading her to help her at the same time, y'all. So it's one of them situations. And so the girl, Rhonda's looking at Kenya like she is upset. She want to tell Kenya, get your ass up out of here, girl. Who you talking to? Like, what? This is the way I do it. And Rhonda was like, we didn't do no blast call or nothing like that. We're trying to keep it private. So Shereé. And then Kenya was like, how you gonna get models? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, what are you talking about private? Like, you need to know who you're gonna be fitting, who's gonna have the clothes and the models that you choose. Like, girl, what do you mean a secret? So Shereé don't know nothing. Shereé don't know nothing that what's going on. Shereé is just lost in the sauce, y'all. And then they did do a public blast. They did, because Bravo showed it. It's just that nobody came. Or nobody wanted to, do the C test, but nobody came. But like 5 people. And Kenya just sitting there like scratching her hand like, girl, when is this fashion show going to be due? Because this is like, crazy. Like, this don't make no sense. And then Kenya's like, you know what? Let's get the models that we want. Kenya seen a model that she did like. And she was like, you know what? Let's put the numbers, on the back of the card. Put your name. It doesn't have your name on the back of the card. And Rhonda was like, that's not how we do it. My assistant is going to handle it. Where's your assistant? She wants this person. Am I sure that I'm going to get it? You know what I mean? But if you have the picture and you have, their contact information, you can easily contact them, and that'll be easy for Shereé to, do what she needs to do. But the lady said, I do a whole nother way. And she was like, okay, sign the card if that's gonna please her, make her happy. And Kenya was like, yeah, it pleases me, it makes me happy, And so they was going back and forth, and Kenya said, yes, I am happy. Yes, it makes me feel better. Yes, it does. Kenya, look, Kenya, lucky that woman ain't about that life. Kenya was just like sitting there like, girl, like, you sloppy. And when somebody said that this ain't my first rodeo, so that's what the girl said to Kenya. This ain't my first rodeo. I have done this before. When you ever have to say this ain't my first rodeo, when you're in the mix of showing who you are and what you're capable of and what you can do, and it's not coming up like it is your first rodeo, when somebody says that really means that they don't know shit. They don't know what they're doing. Because, after you're done and you complete it and you shine, and then you look at the person that was doubting you and you're like, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been here. I've done this. I do this. I am this. You know what I mean? When you are shaky in what you are doing, and someone's pointing out all these errors and what you're doing, and then you say, this ain't my first rodeo, it really is your first rodeo. So, Shereé ain't paid them girls. Shereé ain't paid them. And so Kenya got her way. They kind of moved it over so they can actually see, because the lady didn't even know what she's talking about. She's wearing these weird looking clothes. You know, the people that wear these weird looking clothes and shit, they be acting like they know so much. I'm so sophisticated because I dress like this. No, you're just an idiot. You know, not all of them, but some of them. You know what I mean? Some people be trying to wear the smart clothes like, I just know so much. I'm science. I'm everything. I'm life. And their clothes, and you end up talking to them and they open up and sound like Rhonda. Okay. So, you know, that's the whole situation with Shay T. And then and when Rhonda said we ain't got a budget, we don't have a budget for models. And so Kenya already knew this girl ain't got nothing going on. Or girl, like for real, I would have been sitting next to Kenya. I would have been having her schooling me, training me, and basically, can I get some support from you, sister? Because you ain't gonna get it from Marlo. Probably would have helped out Shereé, but Marlo is Marlo. But she know that this scene was going to be a good scene with Kenya. So basically, she created a moment with Kenya. Kenya created the whole moment by shading Shereé and Rhonda and flirting with the models. And Rhonda was like, don't be flirting with the models. This is a professional work environment. Like, come on, girl. This is TV. This is TV. Because, you know, Kenya was like, Shereé, you want to put baby oil on him? And Shereé was willing to do it, y'all. Shereé wanted to put baby oil on the dude, y'all. And she was like, this is a professional work environment. And then, you know, Kenya was joking around with the Asian dude. You know, Shereé has this special penis pouch in her pants. And the lady was like, oh my God. Like, oh no. Like, tighten up, lady. Like, it's too much. So in any event, Kenya makes it clear to Shereé, I'm going to help you, but you know, you need to get these models. You need to get professional models. You need to get this stuff. You need to get the top tier models to basically wear your clothes. And also she tells Kenya, like, Kenya tells, you know, Shereé, you don't have another fail in you. You can't fail again. You can't fail again. The white done already told you, you can't fail again. And Shereé, look at all these expensive clothes Shereé got on. Shereé ain't worked in years. And so Kenya made sure, and so the model took her card from Kenya, put her information on, and gave it to Kenya, because we know people with authority, people that know what they're talking about, they already mask and take control over the room because they know what they're doing. When someone's sitting there, the lady, she's sitting there with her pencil, legs all crossed, like she's judging American Next Top Model or something. You know what I mean? Like, just ridiculous. Lord. And so Kenya flirts with the Asian guy. He's all like chi. He's all, you know, cheesing and everything. So, you know, it was pretty cute. And so they go back and forth. Kenya goes back and forth with this lady. It was just funny. But I would say Rhonda had comebacks, though. She had better comebacks than Sonja. You know what I mean? And so we get down to the situation. We get to Ralph. Lord, Ralph is a mess. Oh boy, I can't. This man is a mess. Like, I don't know what's going. He seems like he's a nice guy, but it also just seems like there's another side of him that's just weird. So he's having his photo shoot. You know, all this is off the strength of Drew. If Drew wasn't on Real Housewives of Atlanta, he wouldn't be writing no damn book. You know, he wanted to drop it with Drew. He was into that. Everything. I mean, he just be trying to make a dime off of Drew, y'all. He done got with Drew because she was somewhat of a celebrity and shit like that. And basically, he's pulling and dragging that celebrity status as far as he can drag and use it, and he's carrying Drew along with him. You know, she's like tied to him like an umbilical cord. Okay. Like, this is just crazy. So in any event, Drew's mother actually looked really nice. You know, she came through looking nice. Drew looks beautiful on her black. I guess this is their family and things of that nature. What are these guys saying? Hey, what's up, Happy Days? What's going on? Yeah, come models for my decade old frail fashions. Lord have mercy. What's up, fashion and old school? Yes. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing? Hey, Frankie, Ralph just trying to make a quick buck. He's been trying to make a quick buck since he's been on the show. Remember when Drew and Ralph used to do church sermons and stuff like that on Instagram? Oh, Lord. They used to have church on the weekends and they brought the church on the show. He's always trying to make a quick buck. Oh, God. with 5 people. I know it was only 5 people outside. That was a mess. Shereé and her bargain barrel models. She's by stupid. He needs to leave Martell alone. Oh, they're gonna be rubbing their pennies together because Melody said that Martell Utilities is about to get cut off. You ain't never lied. Chris Maxwell, I'm doing great. I'm glad you are. Only 5 people, happy days. So, so we get to this situation where at the photo shoot, Ralph is in his glory. He's just modeling. I mean, he just wants to be, he just wants to be looking nice. He just, he wants to be appreciative of his body. He would have been attractive if he just wasn't so off. It's like something's odd with him. Maybe it's his childhood. Maybe it's the way that he was raised. Maybe it's just a whole lot of different things, but something just ain't right. I just want to take his head and just shake it. Shake it, 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 shake it. Like, wake the fuck up, dude. So in any event, so we got him modeling, it's all about him, but yet the book is about Drew and her baby. And what if Drew didn't have a kid, before you? What was you gonna write about? Okay, he stayed using Drew, he stayed using them, Lord. So in any event, he's so happy with this situation. I knew he gets to take a photo shoot. He's just shining. He feel like he's a star, y'all. Lord. and look at, and Drew's mother's looking at him like he is crazy. And, it's just one of them situations where when it comes to, Ralph, he does not want to adopt, Josiah. And so so Drew's mother's like, why don't you want to adopt Josiah? Like, this is a crazy, this is going to hurt Josiah, especially when he gets older and he realized, and he's going to feel like, he's left out because, there seems like there was some hope for Josiah to be adopted, and then he's not going to be adopted because at this point now, I don't know why Ralph changed his mind. One of the reasons why he changed his mind, he said he met with Josiah's father, and Josiah's father said, no, I don't want to, it's going to really hurt me. But he didn't say that you can't adopt him. He said you have every right to adopt him because you've been his father, but it will hurt me because I wouldn't have the rights to my son. So I do understand that, but it's like when it comes to Drew, it's like it's his way or the highway. Like, she can't express how she feels, how it feels about it. It's like she's wrong about it. And he starts making these mean faces, and he starts saying, well, this is how it's gonna be, and this is the right thing to do. And then he talks in circles. I mean, when I say in circles, this is a circle talking mother sucker. Okay, he's the circle. Okay, and so I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, no, he never cares about Drew's feelings. I know Drew can be annoying. I know she can get on your nerve, but it's just like he never cares about how she feels. It's like what she says is not important. What hurts her is not important. And then if you think about that, this book that's being done, I wonder if the woman that he allegedly, was flirting around with, she's the one that got him in this book deal. So is he still talking to her? He said he fired her. He's not communicating with her. But then Drew hasn't read the book. She don't know nothing about the book. He's almost done with the book. She don't know what he's saying about her son, how it could be hurtful to her son, if it's going to be or not. And then on top of that, he's going to be talking about her parenting skills, further embarrassing her. I don't think he's going to be gracious towards her, in my opinion, when it comes to this book, because he's not gracious towards her on this TV show. So in any event, he's saying, he's telling the grandma, she's asking like, why are you not adopting him? Why are you not adopting Josiah? He goes, well, if Josiah wants me to adopt him, I would adopt him, but I'm not going to adopt him. And this is the face he makes at her mother. And this is what he does to Drew, give you that stern face, like, whatever I say goes and you better listen, or we're going to have it out and I'm going to talk in circles and make you feel stupid. And so this is what Ralph does, and this is what makes him very unattractive to me, because he to me, he's like a soulless person. You know what I mean? And it's just like he doesn't care about other people's souls. It's just his soul and what he been through, and he doesn't have that compassion for his wife, that he should have. You know what I mean? And then think about this book deal, Drew being counted out the book deal and not really being involved in it. She's writing a forward to it, but a woman that he was supposed to be allegedly, messing with or was trying to get with him and trying to flirt with him as the one that got him this book deal. So it's all shady. Everything with this whole situation is shady with Ralph. And then Drew's just taking it like, okay, well, one day you're going to adopt Josiah, So let me see what you guys are saying about this Drew situation. Anita, watch it coming on the next season. Anita, watch it's coming out on the next season. He needs money for them suits. Do you think Josiah dad is coming on the show? He came on the show once already. He is a fraud and a liar. Rashida, narcissist. Anita, Robin, right. Ralph on a secret mission. Chris Hamilton, I just had this to say. Shereé is dumb as a box of rocks. She's always seemed to me that she cannot put anything together. Anything together. Everything is a stumble. Is that she got to stumble? That's how she is. Like, Lord. Okay. Let me see. I can't really see. Right, Mary Jane. Ralph does act like Drew feelings are his last concerns. Yes. They might be cheating together, Ross and Ralph Lord. Because Drew always outshines him. Facts, Price, that's facts. Oh yeah, we still don't know what he did in Florida, and he's got them cameras on them. Catbox must have said MGM smells a rat. Yes, that looks like a waste train. I hope he's not cheating on Drew like Ross on Sonya while he's in Texas. Lord have mercy. That'll be crazy if he was if Ross was cheating, because if he was cheating, it would kind of go into the situation, because once you be like, my husband, this my husband, that, you wish you had a husband like this, you wish you had what I had, and all this other stuff, then you come and find out that everybody down the street and around the block and down the street, down the corner, the librarian, the teacher, the clerk at the store, the laundromat attendant, the cashier at the liquor store is sleeping with your man. Lord. Oh, Lord. So we got this situation. So Ralph basically says that he is not going to, he talked to Ricky. I don't know. He talked to Rocky. He talked to Richard or Ricky, and basically Ricky said he would be hurt, and Ricky has been showing up to Josiah's games, and then Drew is basically saying, one day you're going to adopt him, right? Maybe not now, but you're going to adopt him. Ralph probably don't want to adopt him because he don't want to have no extra kids when he run away from Drew and leave her ass if he can find somebody else that'll put up with his shit, because the only person going to put up with his shit is somebody that got less. You know what I mean? But somebody that got more ain't gonna be putting up with, Ralph, unless, they destitute. Okay. And, they're really lonely and need a man. But, it might be that situation. And it's like Ralph does care more about the guys and the guys' feelings. You could see, when he was doing the podcast with the other guys on the show with Todd and Ross and himself. He just never really empathized with his wife, and that's just sad. And the mom is trying to get something out of Ralph, and Ralph quickly turned on to, he quickly turned to that other person inside of him and was like, well, if he wants me to adopt him, then I'll adopt him. It's like he's double talking with, you should never brought it up that you was going to adopt him. And if Drew ever brought it up to you, you should have said, no, I'm not going to adopt him. I don't want to. That's it. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Could have just left it like that. But, lied to get, payola and sympathies, and whoa, you're such a good man. Then he was like, shit, hell nah, because then I'll be stuck with another kid if me and Drew separate. So, you got that whole situation. So yeah, he's just a mess. And so we get on to Marlo and her situation, and Marlo basically gets on camera and is like, oh, They took a shower for an hour. I didn't even have to tell them to take a shower. I was like, that's so damn dirty. Like, she's talking about, they took a shower for an hour. They're all fresh and so clean. Yep, they took a shower. Like, why is she talking about them kids like that? Like, that's crazy. Like, she's like, they took a whole shower, and then she's asking them, how do you feel about, being back? And, and so the boy says, it's kind of different because, the bathroom's clean here. So they was in the bathroom. So basically the little boy is saying that the bathroom was dirty where he was at his aunt's house. The bathroom was filthy, was nasty. They were sharing beds with other people. And that's like crazy with all the things that are going on today. Not saying that something could happen, but you don't put a bunch of kids in rooms with other kids because there's a chance that one kid may touch another kid. It's just the reality of today now that you have to watch the kids at night. So you got like 3 or 4 kids in the same bed. You know what I mean? You don't know what the other kids been through or what they've been through, and touching and all types of stuff can go on. And then on top of that, if the bathroom is filthy, the bedrooms are filthy, and there's so many people. So she basically punish them with saying that, you see this nice lovely house that you're living in, if you don't buy and do what I tell you to do, you're going to be cast out to the streets, and this is how you're going to live, and you're going to suffer. So you better follow my rules and do what I say. And that's her way of disciplining them. But she said that they got tutors, they're tutoring them. And I don't know if they're real tutors or somebody that Marlo hired to pretend like they're tutors, because she's thrifty and tricky at the same time. But the way she talk about these nephews is just ridiculous. And then her sister's being shamed too as well, because her house is filthy and she got all them kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. So she's in a bedroom with her boyfriend and then her husband, and then the rest of the kids, are sleeping in the same bed together. I saw something on my hand. I was like, what the fuck is this on my hand? So, the nephews do got a nice life, and they do live in nice. They are living nice, but I don't think they're getting the best lessons from Marlo. And the last thing she needs to do is build them up with fashion and having this type of fashion, because what if they're not able to achieve it? What if they're not able to get it? What do you think they're going to do to try to get it, Marlo? Are they going to take your footsteps and do the same thing that you tried to do? It's just like her priorities are all messed up, and she's really shady for the way that she talks and she exposed her nephews on TV. Really, really shady. I mean, it's just really low down and dirty. And so we get to Shereé. Shereé got on a $7,000 shirt, and she don't even want to pay Drew Sidora. And basically, they're supposed to be throwing this party for Marlo and Kenya and things of that nature. Shereé looks nice, and you have Drew Sidora. She's on a little bike, a little scooter to wheel herself around because she has that injury and everything. So you have, that situation going on. And Drew was like, I got the invoice for you. I need you to really show up and help me out because you was my partner in this situation. So Drew's basically saying, girl, I already sent her the invoice and she hasn't even paid the invoice, and she knows how much it is. And so Shereé basically said, I want you to deduct the champagne, and I want you to deduct the cake from the bill. And Shereé's half is, $1,350. You know what I mean? And she don't even want to pay that. Like, Shereé, what is going on? $1,350. That's all you gotta pay. And she was like, I want, and Drew was like, girl, this is a discount on the bills already. And and then Shereé's like, I don't like the decorations. Do you want anybody's party to look like, what's her name? Sonja party was terrible. And we cracked and we talked about Sonja's party. Do you want the party that you throw, Shereé, be like Sonja's party and dry food? So you're going to have to spend money on the party. I'm not spending that much money on no party like that, okay? But I ain't on TV and I ain't flashing. I ain't got a $7,000 sweater on, okay? You know what I mean? Drew's living in a little mini mansion out there. Even though she has some liens on it, she paid the $60,000 lien. But Shereé is trying to skip out on the bill, y'all. Shereé is really trying not to pay this girl. And Shereé was like, I don't really like these decorations. I don't like what's going on over here. This is way too much. And Shereé was like, well, I think I'll pay 1/4 of that invoice. And this is where Marlo needs to come in, because Marlo would have made sure she paid. Shereé would have came out her pocket isn't paid. She got one over on Drew because she know that she can get over on Drew. Most of the girls know that they can get over on Drew, and that's what Sonja did, and that's why Ralph gets over on Drew. Because Drew is just easy to get over on. She may be from Chicago, but her heart is soft and mushy like a marshmallow. Okay, she melts real quick when the heat gets hot. She may yell and scream, and and swing, but she just let it be. But she know that she got a moment out this situation, basically showing that Shereé, ain't trying to pay the bill. And Shereé really ain't trying to pay the bill because basically Shereé saying, I don't feel like paying for other bitches' ideas, especially when the bitch ain't even that bright. I was like, Lord, Shereé, why you read that girl? See, Shereé knew she wasn't going to pay her. Shereé knew she wasn't going to pay because Shereé knew she can stiff her. Shereé knows who she can stiff and who she can't stiff. You know what I mean? That's probably why she be having bad luck. And then they show Anthony talking about she don't pay, she don't pay, she don't pay, she don't pay. And Shereé's basically trying not to pay at all. Shereé was like, I didn't say all this, doing all this and doing all that. Shereé was like, this idea, this is your bright idea. Shereé says, we're going to have to take something off that bill. We're going to have to take some things off. You're going to have to minus and subtract some things. Now Shereé's getting the phone call that she ain't got her clothes. She ain't got the threads. She ain't got anything for her little party. Kenya, she's going to be arriving. She's going to be arriving pretty soon. We have, Sonja. She's there. She got a whole head full of weave, but she never puts that hair over the top of her forehead. Bangs, bangs, bangs. And we have Kandi. She walks through Kandi outfit. I don't know what Kandi got on, but when she takes her jacket off and she sits at the table, she does look nice. And the outfit, it's a lot going on with that outfit, but Kandi does look nice. And I guess, I don't know. When it comes to Sonja does look nice in this particular outfit, but it almost seems like she's trying to be Monique. She's trying to be Monique Samuels. It seems like her whole style is like Monique Samuels style. I don't know why. I don't know why she keep doing this, but she kind of brung her hair over to the front some more, but she needs to. But in any event, they're talking about Shereé. Shereé's having a hard time because now she doesn't have, the material that she needs, for her fashion show. And Kandi's like, girl, what you mean you ain't got what you need? And you know what? One thing about Marlo, her family comes through. Her family came through looking nice. They came through hair done, looking nice, looking decent, looking presentable. So that's always really nice when people bring on their family members that are not used to TV or being on TV. They come on TV correct, because you're never supposed to bring your family on TV looking like shit when the whole world's going to see them and talk about them. So at least her family came through and things of that nature to celebrate, Kenya and, Marlo's birthday. So you have that situation. Shereé's telling the girls that her clothes is stuck in Alaska. Like, Shereé, what? Shereé packages and her stuff is stuck. A fashion show with no fashion, Atlanta, Georgia. Bravo is so shady for that. What's up, Raheem Charles? How you doing? Jennifer Wade writes, she will get it one day. What's up, Mary Jane and Peep Squad? What's up, Raheem Charles? How you doing? What's going on? How y'all doing? And so now you got this situation. So this is just shady. And Kandi's like, girl, you need to come out with a better lie. You need to come out with something better than that. You need to tap your brain a little bit harder before you try to get off this lie on us, because you need to go back to that trick box and come back with another type of response. It don't make no sense. So it's one of them situations. And when it comes to Kenya, she goes, yes, I would love to have this birthday party just by myself. Why would I want to share a party with someone I don't like, someone I don't get along with, and someone brain that is the size of a net? Like, girl, when Kenya Moore says that Marlo Hampton brain is the size of a net, I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm too through with you, Kenya. I am too through. Why you say her brain is as small as a net? Oh my God. Marlo says she's happy. She does not care that she's celebrating this birthday with Kenya. It is what it is. And Kenya just wished that she didn't have to celebrate with Marlo. I was like, why you diss her like that? That was shade. And Kenya came through. Look at Kenya coming through with the gifts. You know, she came. I didn't see anybody else with gifts. I think Marlo may have had some gifts, I'm not sure, but she came through with the patrol. She came through with the, with the bag, you know what I mean? She came through with the name brands and things of that nature. She came through to show up and show out. You don't come empty-handed. I didn't see Kandi bring anything, but she might have. I think Marlo had something. Oh no, Marlo did. Marlo may have. That might be her pocketbook or her phone. I don't know if Marlo brought anything, but Marlo does look nice in her pink. She looks young in this outfit. She actually looks young. She looks nice. The ladies, they're happy. Marlo get to see her family and things of that nature. And Kenya was like, I wish it was just my party. And Kenya basically, she said, I don't know why I cannot escape this beast. She keeps following me. And Kenya shut the door on Marlo when she was entering the house. Kenya is shady. Then now people want to try to get, Kenya more. And Marlo basically to talking him out, and Kenya's like, this is no intervention. I was like, oh, we want you guys to get along. We want this to happen. Who wants to get along with Marlo when Marlo's gonna turn around and cuss you out and talk bad about you? And 1 minute she's cool with you, the next minute she's not cool with you. She has all. Look how she's treating Kandi. Kandi keep getting played like a yo-yo. Marlo just played them games with Kandi and her emotion. Have Kandi crying, have Kandi yelling, cussing out her husband. Then we back to being best friends. Yeah, I think Marlo want to taste Kenya more, if you ask me. But in any event, we have, Marlo's friend, sister, somebody in her family. She gets, why I spoke too soon. I ain't gonna even say nothing. So, she gets up. Where's her eyebrows, child? Lord, that wig is crooked and fried to the side. Half a piece of hair is missing. There's a whole curl in the front of this wig that is missing. I didn't want to talk about her, but Lord, I didn't see the picture when I took it like this. Like, oh man. She got where is a black marker? Sonja, could you take some of that shoe polish on the side of your head and rub it off on her eyebrows and give her a line? She needs some eyebrows, okay? Her eyebrows are gone. They are gone. And there's that wig is ate up. Lord Marlo, oh, I spoke too soon. Jesus, help me, Lord. And so in any event, we get down to this situation. She's basically saying that she wants Kenya, she wants Marlo to basically be friends, blah, blah, blah. And, she always tells Marlo not to argue with Kenya, this and that, blase the third, and all this other good stuff. So, they have a whole lot going on. And Kenya and Marlo was about to go back and forth, but it didn't happen that way. They basically showed everything that Kenya, said to Marlo, but they didn't really show what Marlo said to Kenya. So, you had one of them situations, and Kenya said, well, we're going to start from the beginning. Let's start about how you said that about my mother, and, my mother not accepting me, my mother don't want me, this and that. She said, because it starts off with you lying, because you started to, and we made friends again, because like, well, you guys were cool. But then Marlo went behind Kenya's back and telling everybody, oh, she's lying, she's faking, because she didn't show up to, Marlo's house for Sheree's event. And then she went to go tell Shereé, she went to go tell the rest of the girls, Sonja, that Kenya's faking, Kenya's lying. She was out there calling Kenya washed up and this and that, talking about Mark don't want her and all. Like, she's just been going below the belt. And so then Kenya did not even go below the belt. She just let her know that, girl, you need don't mess with me, and basically called her out for who she is as a person. She didn't say nothing about Marlo's nephew. Oh yes, she did. She did say that. Like, how she said, how could she care for me, have any emotions for me, when she told her nephews to get the F out? You know what I mean? So and Marlo said something about Kenya's daughter, when it was at the lodge. So it was a lot of back and forth, but Marlo was just upset because the girls were shading her at her archive event or whatever, but everybody was shading her. It's like she pointed Kenya out, and then Kenya did another scene with her. They're supposed to be cool. There's breaking ground on Marlo's home. Kenya was being helpful, and she said, I just want your approval. But if you want somebody approval, why do you talk down to them? Why do you talk about them? Why do you try to get the other girls against her? Kenya had to go sit Shereé down and say, Shereé, don't let Marlo lead you that way, because basically Marlo saying I'm a liar, and this is how it starts off. She's spreading these rumors and saying this, like, talk about me, but don't say I'm lying and I don't want to be supportive. So, the situation where, Kenya and Marlo is not going to go nowhere no time soon. So Drew was like, oh no, let's start praying, because Marlo was like, girl, you talked about me, you hurt my feelings. So, it's a long road. It would have been nice if Marlo and Kenya was basically, besties on this season and just had fun, and Kandi came through with it, and then Shereé. It would have been a lot more, watchable, because a lot of the things that Marlo was doing, it just didn't make Marlo look right. And it just proved the point of, why did you even befriend Marlo? You know what I mean? And so when it comes to Drew said, let's play this shady game. And Kenya was like, let's start with it. And Kenya didn't back down while Marlo had her whole family there. See, she ain't never scared. And it's just messed up, because I was hoping that Marlo and Kenya was going to be cool, because the way that Marlo was begging for Kenya friendship, the way she did Portia, the way she did all that, I thought that Marlo was really serious. But Marlo was crying. Marlo was getting on her knees. She was all up in Kenya's face, only to just basically stab her in the back, because she's shading her about her event. Everybody shaded you about your event. Shereé shaded you. Drew shaded you. Todd shaded you. Kandi shaded you. But it's like Kenya's shade hit the most. And you went there and we was talking about her refrigerator, saying that she's driving Lisa Ray truck. Like, you took her all the way there, and I was just talking about the dresses, and like, it's just like, how do we buy this stuff? Wasn't Marlo the same person that went to find out Drew's website wasn't working? But yet she can do all the shady shit to people. When people do little bit tiny stuff, she blows up and wants to go out and cuss you out and call and talk about you like the worst type of way. So I feel bad for them nephews, but I'm just glad they got a place to stay, a good place to stay. Okay. But in any event, the conversation wasn't going to go nowhere, because Marlo was like, you did wrong to me too. There has been wrong done, but when you had amends and made up, Marlo, you messed that up. You definitely did. The show gets some shade. And so then, Drew wants to play a shady game, and basically, what is below the belt. and then Drew was shady with her question, with the game. Shereé was too. Shereé looked like she was shocked and surprised while she was sitting over there. Shereé just looks like she's loose as the goose. You know what I mean? As far as her brain, like her brain is just, her brain is not stable. It's just floating around her head, going forward, back, forward, side to side. So in any event, Drew wanted to play this game, and it's basically what is below the belt. You drink if you think it's below the belt. And so Drew said, what would you do if someone said that your husband was aggressive towards women? And so you already know, when it comes to Sonja, she done jumped up, because you don't got a man like I got a man, and she done broke Drew's chair. Lord have mercy, them knees are still working, baby. Unless Drew chair is cheap or it wasn't glued in, or it's supposed to come out and you're supposed to wash it, I don't know. But in any event, she knocked over the chair just to show off, just to, get some attention, to have a moment and all this other stuff. And Kenya was like, girl, don't come for me unless I send for you. Okay. Don't do it. Don't even do it, because I'll send you right back. Don't don't go there. So she was like, I'm gonna just let Sonja. She said, I like Sonja. So she's giving Sonja chances, and Sonja don't even know that she's getting chances, because once Kenya put you on that list that I don't F with you, it's gonna be hard to get off that list. And so we got, Shereé showing her clothes, and this is just, Shereé basically giving the ladies, invitations to the events, and they got baby clothes or doll clothes in there. And Kandi was like, girl, you don't even got fashion. What is going on with these little clothes that is in our invitation? So what are you gonna make Barbie doll clothes? Like, what's going on? Like, this is a mess. Like, so they're all rocking on Shereé. And then you got Kenya doing how dreadful, how dreadful. A fashion show with no fashion. The whites is there. Like, Lord, help me, Jesus. And so, they're riding Sheree's back. And Shereé look like she need a joint, y'all. And Shereé was like, and then it was like, I spent we'll get to that part. And then, so then the second question is, Drew wrote, what would you do if you decided to throw a party with a friend and they decided to forfeit the bill? And everybody knew it was Shereé, and Shereé ain't got no shame in her game. Like, Shereé done proved to all of us that she is out here just, she's just out here, stealing shit. She ain't paying for nothing, allegedly. Like, and Kenya was like, girl, you got on a $7,000 sweater. Shereé, are you returning that shit? What are you doing, Shereé? And Shereé played Drew. Shereé just basically robbed Drew. Shereé's just like, I ain't paying. And Drew, that was a shady, good question. And everybody at the table knew that it was Shereé, and I was like, damn, Drew, you should have asked somebody else. Who was she gonna ask? She could have asked Kandi. Kandi got money, but Kandi ain't paying for nothing that has to do with Marlo. So that's the situation. Because Kandi, you could have went in on that party, Kandi. You could have went in on our party, but Kandi ain't paying for Marlo to have no good time. Marlo done gave us some chicken, and she's cool with the chicken and everything, but she ain't paying for no birthday celebration. So, it seems like Drew is getting stuck with the bill, y'all. She definitely is getting stuck with the bill. And Andy, now Shereé don't pay. And the girls done already told you. So Drew, damn, this is where Marlo comes in, because Marlo would have got her money from Shereé. Marlo would have got her money. This is where Marlo needs to be in the picture. If Marlo threw this party and they wouldn't have, she would have got her money. Kenya would have felt sorry for Shereé and just paid the bill. Because remember when Kenya took Shereé out to lunch this season, and Shereé was like, oh, you paying? When she took Drew out, Drew was like, oh, you paying? Like what's going on? I guess Shereé said, Drew, you got a husband. So, it's already done with. I already got what I needed out of the situation. So why should I pay? Like, Shereé is a mess, y'all. A mess. And Drew, you was very cute for this. This was very cute for you to basically point out that Shereé ain't going half on you with you. And it's just really, really just kind of disturbing, because we're hearing that Shereé's boyfriend, his utilities, Martel Holt, is about to be cut off. So that's the situation. I was like, oh, and then Shereé, and then so they're talking about Shereé's fashion show, and Shereé's just worried about her fashion show and everything. And then Kenya said, well, Shereé said that she spent $1 million on her fashion. And then everybody's looking at Shereé like, you lying, girl. See, look at Bald Skull. What's her name? Sonia. See, if you push, come on, she's inching that wig closer and closer to her forehead. And look, her eyebrows are not surprised today. Somebody else did her makeup, because her makeup actually looks clear. It doesn't look diluted. It doesn't look like a clown. Like somebody just, she went to somebody's birthday party and asked them to paint her face. You know what I mean? So in any event, they're like, girl, you didn't spend no $1 million. You didn't spend no $1 million. And Shereé said, I didn't say I spent $1 million. And Shereé did say she spent $1 million. And Shereé said, girl, you must have heard something else. Shereé's a straight up liar, yo. Straight up liar. She lied so much she couldn't even remember the lie that she told, because she know damn well she didn't even spend $200. Don't play with us. You got all them people to work for you for free. Tell them they're going to be on TV. Okay, don't get us started. You might have to pay for the venue, unless Bravo paid for the venue. I know that they helped Shereé out with this situation. Shereé just looks like her head's cut off. She got no confidence in herself. She just looks like she was just throwing storylines together after storyline. She was just going to pick whatever's going to work. She was going to be friends with this person, that person, anybody was going to give her some shine and create a moment for her. And that's what Shereé was going to do. She's just running around just naked in the head. So all the girls said they want Shereé to win. And so, we get to Shereé. She brings Apollo in. Apollo comes through, y'all. Apollo got he got the Santa Claus beard on. He looks a little bit different. He doesn't have that confidence that he used to have. But one thing is for sure, he put it, I don't like that shirt he got on. But in any event, he put it down that, he ends up talking to Tyrone. He done seen Tyrone while he was locked up. And Tyrone said that, yeah, when it comes to Shereé, she's my girl and everything. And he likes her and all this other stuff. And Apollo said that he didn't really pay attention to what Tyrone was saying. He was like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, okay. But one thing, Apollo said was he messed up. And Apollo was like, yo, for real? And she was like, yo, he ghosted me. And Shereé is kind of telling the truth and kind of lying. Tyrone has a whole different story. He said Shereé used him for a storyline, and she knew that he could not come to that restaurant in Philly because he was on federal probation, federal parole. So everything had to be cleared ahead of time. The federal government, the judge, and everybody had to clear everything for him to go. Church, doctor's appointments, everything have to be cleared because he's on federal parole, and he's in a halfway house. So he's saying this, and Shereé's saying something else. Shereé's saying no, that he knew I was coming. He stood me up, and he said, well, you knew where I was. How come you just didn't drive to where I was and show the real me, show where I was, show how I was staying? I couldn't go over there because, and then he put a gag order on Shereé, a cease and desist on Shereé and Bravo, because he said if they kept insinuating that he was going to meet Shereé at that Philly restaurant, he could be violated, because that's basically saying that he's attempting to commit a crime and violate, the rules and regulations of him being out, because everything needs to be approved. The paperwork has to be sent to Bravo. They have to say he's an employee, and they had to do all this other stuff. And Shereé had to do all the paperwork. It takes some time. So in any event, that's what he said. Shereé said no, he just stood me up because he's a no good son of a bitch. And most people saying he's a liar, he's a thief, he's a criminal, he's in jail, so he's still lying now. Well, his story sounds a little bit more complete than Shereé, and we see that Shereé lies, okay? But in any event, when Shereé was sitting down with Apollo was like, he messed up. He was like, for real? Like, Apollo was like, yo, he messed up. Like, he could have had a good one. Like, Shereé's wearing $7,000 clothes, living in that big mansion. She ain't got, she's getting money somehow. It might not be on the books, but she's getting paid, okay? And and Apollo knows the opportunity of what they could have, because he built something with Phaedra, okay? But at this point, he's talking about Phaedra bad. Excuse me, guys. He's talking about Phaedra, really dirty. Talking about Phaedra left him dusty, dirty, broke. She left him out for dead. She left him in the street, y'all. Once them handcuffs got on him, Phaedra was like, I'm going, goodbye, see you later. And he said, that Phaedra only cared about herself. She only cared about her image. She only cared about this. She's like, she never really loved me. Like, when everything went away, she was living that good life off of me. He was basically making them look like they were, kingpins. When it came to Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was throwing parties. She had big houses. She was doing all types of different jobs. He was pulling up on all types of calls and everything. I mean, they was living the Real Housewives of Atlanta dream. Phaedra had a young man that was hard and tough. He will be beating on his chest. He was ready to flip a table, flip a person, do whatever he needed to do. That man was crazy when he was with Phaedra. Why you gotta tell me why? He already was broke and street. Well, she picked him up and she dusted him off, and he started his insurance things and things of that nature. And Phaedra, you know the story. Phaedra was in the projects with him, messing with him on the mattress on the floor, and some Tim boots, getting it in like she was in the street with this man. Phaedra said she'd be in the streets. NeNe said Phaedra got that long throat. We all know the stories about Miss Phaedra Park. So they even had a cameo of, what went on in the past with Phaedra and Apollo. So do you guys think it's getting close that Phaedra might actually be coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, or is Apollo scooting his way in to get his girlfriend? I don't know. He got a girlfriend. I don't know if he married her. One minute they was together, next minute they're not. Now I know they're back together. But Apollo said she left me dirt broke. She left me with nothing. He had no money. He had nothing. He had no money on his books. He had no money anywhere. Everything was gone. The feds confiscated everything from him. He didn't have nothing, and she didn't check up on him. She didn't see how he was doing. She didn't call. She wouldn't bring the kids to come see him. She did for TV. After the cameras went off, that was it, Apollo. And so, and these are people throwing, shots at Phaedra, like, oh, Phaedra is, you have down ass chicks that'll roll with you out. But she wasn't just his girlfriend, she was his wife. But Phaedra is one of them women that got pride, and she ain't taking no fall, and she is not going to lose her standing in the community. Okay, because you guys, people out here in the streets are saying that every time the health inspector goes to Kandi's restaurants, it's one of Phaedra sending her friends over there to do an inspection on Kandi. That's what the internet says. I don't know if that's true, but that's what the internet says. But in any event, Phaedra's one of them women where she would snap out of that love shit, and she would realize, I got a law degree, whether she wins cases or not. I got a funeral directory license. I got this job here. I got the standing in this community. I do this. I'm connected to this. I'm connected to that person. I'm connected to this. I got a lot to lose. Phaedra would basically kick you off that boat and let you drown, and she's gonna go. Where's she gonna go? She'll love you to the end, but she's not one of them women that'll drown with you. She ain't gonna do that. She loved herself too much to drown with you. And Apollo, he did what he did. Somebody got to be out there to watch the kids. And they have more evidence on him, so it is what it is. Phaedra, head doctor, Lord. The head doctor can come back, Lord. You can't stand her. It's either or with Phaedra. Lord have mercy. Apollo secretly likes Kenya. He, basically he did speak on, he didn't like the way that Mark Daly treated Kenya, and Apollo was on house he was on house arrest at one point in time. I remember when Phaedra went to go bring the kids to the jail. It was supposed to be like a bomb threat or something, and she come bring the kids in. She only did that for TV. He said that she's just stopped coming, period. She was thinking about her career and her life. Phaedra used Apollo for that. She showed, and he was like, yo, he thought that he had this old broad, hooked and tied, and she was in there, loving him to death and everything. Boy, when the shit hit the fan, Phaedra said, no need to clean the fan. She just threw it out the window. Lord have mercy. But Apollo said, I'm back now. And Apollo said, I'm making it now. They thought that I was going to be down and out, but I ain't down and out. But he got a better relationship with Phaedra. And Apollo is like doing this real estate thing where he's buying all these houses and all these blocks and all these neighborhoods. And he's rehabbing the houses. He's reselling them. He's renting them. He's doing a whole bunch of things out there in these streets. And basically he's back. See, he's using his brain to do things legally, and he's very successful, but he needed that money quick and fast because he was trying to keep up with everybody on Real Housewives of Atlanta, because at that point in time, everybody was doing really well. Or it seemed that they were doing really well. And so in any event, Apollo comes through and Shereé asks Apollo, are you going to be in my fashion show? And he goes, I don't know if I still got my sexy. Apollo, you was one of the sexiest men on Real Housewives history. Ain't nobody been looking. Apollo used to give you everything that you needed. He gave you a little brain, a little intelligent, then he gave you that body, and then he gave you that energy. I was like, Lord. And Phaedra was just loving it up. Remember when Phaedra and Apollo did the pickle video? I mean, they was doing it, but you know, he got caught out there in them streets, and Phaedra said goodbye. So when he goes, I don't know if I feel sexy, because he really thought that he was sexy too, and he was really confident in himself, and it just seems like in this moment that he wasn't. And it just seems like he changed a lot. Like he's not that cocky guy that he used to be. From what I know, him and Phaedra, you know, brought their kids to school together on the first day of school, and they're basically trying to co-parent. They're on back on a better level. But I really would like to see, you know, Apollo and Todd get through their situation. But so Shereé brought him in, and he basically says that him and Shereé were always cool. And Apollo used to be a mess when he was on the show. He was entertaining. Him and Phaedra was very entertaining before all the other shenanigans had begun. Or began. So in any event, he basically talks about how the guys in jail, they, you know, in the visiting room, one Tuesday it would be Sonja, Thursday it'll be Wendy, you know, Friday it'll be Susie. You know what I'm saying? So basically he said the guys play games, and then when they get out they continue to play games. And he said the guy, you know, Tyrone really messed up. Yeah, well, now she's running the streets with Martell. Okay. So it's a whole situation. Candy says she's leave. Yeah, she said she's gonna leave, y'all. Apollo get out. Oh yes, he got out. That was him that got out the Bentley. Yes. Oh, that's right. He was in a Bentley. I don't know if it was rented or if it was for the show, but that was his Bentley. But yes, he definitely did get out the Bentley. If she comes back, I'll watch. Right, was she the Libra? She comes back, I will watch. Pamela Williams, Apollo voice annoys me. Lord, if they brought him back with Phaedra, that'll be better. Robert, Miss Nina Bug, what's going on, sister? What's going on, girl? I don't know where Miss T went. Miss T must have just stay hungry. Ha ha ha. He used that deep black beard and hair dye. It was too much. You know, he didn't have Phaedra to dress him for TV, because he was dressing nice when he was with Phaedra. His new girl, he shouldn't have had on that goddamn scarf, not with that beard. And then he should have had a better shirt on, didn't show, you know, it looks weird. Like, I don't know what he was going for, you know, and this outfit. Yeah, he got too much going on. The beard. You are absolutely right. He used that deep black beard and hair dye. I know, poor thing. His girl don't know how to, like, this scarf. Oh yeah, that's cute. It don't look cute on you with your shirt looking like that. It just don't look right. He should have wore a different shirt. You know, I know he hopped out the Bentley, but this shirt and this scarf is just doing too much with the black beard, the black hair. It's just all over the place. It's not right, Apollo. The shirt looks like it's a female shirt, for number one, the way it's fitting on you. I'm just waiting for the bra cups to come in. Apollo is fine, handsome, and sexy, man. You know, he's always been cute. Apollo is going to come back stronger and wiser. Well, he said that they left him for dead, but now I know that he does rehab housing. And the last time I checked, he had like 16 to 20 houses that he was building up with Peter Thomas and things of that nature. And that was a while ago. You remember that too, Mary Jane? Both he and Peter said that they didn't like the way Mark treated Kenya. Yup, they didn't like it. They both spoke up on it. And yes, I do remember that. It was like, he's such an asshole. And Apollo was kind of really pissed off about it. He really thought that, you know, she didn't deserve that, because he did wrong shit to her too as well. But then to have a guy that's married to her, you know, to treat her like that, he felt a certain type of way. But it just seems like, you know, from Apollo being out and talking, that he has changed a lot. He has changed a lot, but he basically made sure that we knew Phaedra left him out to dry. She let him out to die. He was like, she left me out here to die. So I know that was a realization to him. He thought that it was one thing, and most women would have died with him, but not Phaedra. Phaedra is like one of the women, there's some of us women that, no matter how much we love a person, no matter how much, that we feel like that person's our soulmate, we can cut it off, especially if we're about to drown. You know what I mean? Or we're losing everything with it, where you just have a lot of pride in yourself and what you built. And sometimes you just got to walk away from a relationship. A lot of women wouldn't, and they were married. So you can understand if she stayed, but she had just too many political, relationships with this situation. And plus, she probably was mad that he went to jail. She was mad that, she was a single mother. Phaedra never thought she was going to be no single mother. I don't know. Stay hungry. Well, they're saying that she do got a man. Carlos King is saying that she do got a man, but she don't bring them men on camera. And she said the men ain't white. They are in the Atlanta streets. So if she's messing with anybody in the Atlanta streets, there's somebody that's doing some work out here. Okay. She's a polarizing figure. Yes, that's true. Apollo secretly likes Kenya. So yes, that's it. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. I went on vacation for about like 2 days. A lot of personal family issues I had to take care of. Make sure the family's okay. Take care of that. So I had to take some time off from YouTube, some time off from my job, and basically focus on the home and focus on close family members and things of that nature. So I think everything is good. I think I solved a lot of issues and problems and situations where, I can just work comfortably. Thank you guys so much for coming through, and thank you for your support. I just wanted to keep you updated. If you didn't see me, I this week from Tuesday, what happened Tuesday we had a big thunderstorm, and not the lights, but the internet went off. So the internet went off for like 8 days. Then the next day something bad happened, and I had to get together with people to fix that situation and be supportive and give my knowledge and my understanding of what to do with everybody else to, minds coming together to fix things. And then, Saturday, a tree fell on my friends, the whole street, because we started to have these thunderstorms and these lightning, and it was just like boom, boom, struck the tree down. I mean, this tree was huge. This tree is like, I don't know how many years old. So you had that situation. Then I had another friend that took very ill, and basically trying to see them in the hospital. So there's some things that I did have to take care of that, was out of my control. But I had, I wanted to be there because usually I don't want to be around a lot of people because of, you got the pox out here, you got the sea out here. It's just like, yo, I don't want to be in these areas, in these places, so it was a lot of things that I was into. And then Sunday, I seen a lady Saturday that I used to know back in the day. I went to, I used to go to one of the churches, and she was one of the mothers of the churches, and we ended up bumping into each other, and they ended up getting some type of grants to help, the homeless, and try to get people signed up and try to get this done and try to navigate them to go to the right place to seek the right help that they need. And they didn't have a lot of representation for, Black people. And so, I end up getting involved with that on Sunday. So, earlier today. So it was a whole lot going on with that. So it was just a whole lot going on where I was just out here in these streets. I was just so scared. I don't want them pox, yo. I don't want that. I don't want none of that. And so you're dealing with people that, are open to a lot of illness just because of their living status and their living situation and things of that nature. So it's like a whole lot. But in any event, thank you guys for coming through. What's up, Major? How you doing? Oh, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for showing up. So there's been a whole lot going on, and one of the most important things is if you have any young people in your family, young kids. When I say young, anywhere from like any age, like up to like 36. A lot of these kids need a lot of support. A lot of these young people need a lot of support from the elders and the older people, the people that got knowledge in the community that can actually help them, because just sometimes you just got to sit and you got to talk to your nieces, your nephews, your grandkids, and just tell them that you love them. If you need any help, if you need any support, I'll be there for you. I'm not judging you about your mistakes that you have made. I love you. Just tell me what I need to do to help you, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. So we have to teach the younger generation, the younger people that are in our family that we love, how to survive when we're not here, and just make sure that they are strong and tough enough to be able to do that, and just having a place to go, to someone to talk to, because there's a lot of wrong information that these young people face. There's a lot of things that they're going on in their life that they don't share with the people that could actually help them or love them. So sometimes you got to pull that information out of them and just actually be an ear for them to listen to, because there's so much garbage and so much stuff that they can listen to, and and be involved in, and become a part of, just because they're lacking that communication, they're lacking that love at home, that sometimes they turn to substance and things of that nature, or they turn to sexual relationships and do a lot of things that can be destructive to their self, because they don't have the support. So just make sure you talk to your peoples, talk to your family, talk to your kids, talk to your neighbors. Just ask them how they doing, what's going on, how can I help you, how can I assist you, what's going on. You got any bright ideas or anything that you want to do? What's your desires, what's your goal, how can we get there, how can I help you get there? Peace and love to all my peeps and my peoples. We are in the building, Peep Squad. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed night. Thank you for your support. Happy birthday to whoever birthday it is. I didn't see the name. Stay hungry. Is 68 years old. Happy birthday to you. What's up, Norris? Good night, Norris. Good night, Major. Good night, Happy Days. Good night, Rushy the Libra. Good night, Major. Good night, Anita. Good night, Hungry. Good night, Norris. Tony. Good night, Chris Hamilton, Miss Nina Bud. Thank you so much for coming through. Always appreciate you. One love to my sister. Hey, baby. Thank you, Miss Nina Bud, for your support. Rashida Libra, Miracle 82. Um, Gucci was in here earlier. Thank you, Gucci, for coming through. And sometimes I don't see your names because I got different screens going on. And it was somebody, the last time I was live, I don't know if I said anything, because I do say what's up to everybody. When I don't say what's up to everybody, it's because I got a lot of shit going on my screen, so then I can't see, and I don't want anybody to feel like I would leave them out, or be rude or disrespectful. I would never do that to my people. So if I don't see your name, if I don't say your name, and I might say the name before you, it's nothing personal, it's nothing like that. It's just that I didn't see it, just skip past me, because you come here to support me. So why would I be shady towards you or try to skip you or whatever? I wouldn't do no shady shit like that. I'm real, I'm upfront, I'll tell you how I feel if I got a problem. But you guys have been wonderful. You have been a blessing to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you. What's up, Robin Walker? Good night, everybody. And you guys have a wonderful night. I'm trying to get, hey Price, what's going on? So good night and peace. I will see you guys this week, back to normal. I'm probably just going to do a lot of more volunteering in the community, because I used to do that a whole lot, but once C hit, and that was it. And before, I used to talk about, the things that I used to do in the community, as far as like, working with the young people, counseling, and, making sure that they get to the right places and they get the right help that they need, because a lot of our children, are out here seeking help, and there's no help. And funds, and it's inflation. So this is why we're seeing a lot of crime, and a lot of kids, a lot of young people are very depressed, and a lot of old people are very depressed as well. So this just, if you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, certain things, just share it with them. You might not think that they're listening, but they're listening, they're following, because there's a lot of things that I did over the couple of days that I wasn't online, and I'm seeing the fruits of my labor by today, and that's a blessing. So it just makes me, I got to get back out there, but I don't want to be around all these people. Yo, they start coughing and shit. I'm just like, oh God, it's nothing to do with them, yo. I don't want, if I get them. Good night, y'all.